Hey guys, hope you're all doing good. So it's been a while that we posted any videos, so thought we'll just come back again with new recipes. And today we are going to see how to make a mutton stew. So this is an amazing addition to any feast breakfast because it's very easy to make, but it has its own rich and creamy texture as well. Without wasting any time, now let's just dive into the recipe. It's very simple, easier than actually you could imagine. So, for a stew, we could actually add few vegetables. Like say today I'm just taking one carrot and one potato. You could also add green peas, and then one medium-sized onion, few curry leaves, few chilies. And for the spice part, I've got like 1 tablespoon of ground black pepper, half a tablespoon of fennel seeds, half a teaspoon of garam masala, 2 cardamoms, few cloves, 1 star anise, a small piece of cinnamon, few peppercorns, and some bay leaves. And then 1 tablespoon of crushed ginger and 1 tablespoon of crushed garlic. And stew is always good when cooked with coconut oil. So I've taken like 1 tablespoon of coconut oil and 1 cup of thin coconut milk and 1 cup of thick coconut milk. So the recipe for any meat like mutton, chicken or any meat is the same. And today let's see how to make it with 250 grams of mutton. So to start with, I'm just cooking the mutton first. I'm just microwaving it today to cook it. We can also pressure cook it like say about 2 to 3 whistles or depending upon the quality of the meat. So I'm adding ginger and garlic paste. So half of all these spice ingredients would go into cooking of the meat and the remaining I'll use it to cook with the vegetables. And if you really wanted to make it quick and if you're pressure cooking it, you can also cook the meat, and once the meat is well cooked, add the vegetables and cook for about 1 or 2 whistles. So today I'm cooking the meat separately. So with the ginger garlic paste, I'm also adding the garam masala, some of the crushed pepper, a couple of green chilies, and half portion of the sliced onion. And then I'm giving it a good mix. We'll also be adding some salt to this, so the meat absorbs the salt while it is being cooked. So normally it is important to add some water. So this time instead of water, we'll be adding the thin coconut milk later. So I'm just adding some salt and now giving it a quick mix. And now I'm adding the thin coconut milk. The reason why we are adding thin coconut milk at this point in time is the thick coconut milk actually cuddles up, and so I'm just afraid that it's slightly thick, so I'm adding some water and then mixing well. And now let's just cook it for say about 30 minutes and then we'll check if the meat is cooked, and then if needed then we'll cook it a little further. So now while the meat is being cooked, let's also cook the vegetables along with the roasted spices. So I'm just adding some coconut oil to a heated pan, and first let's roast all the spices. So I'm starting with bay leaf, the star anise, cinnamon, cardamom, and the cloves. So these spices when cooked in coconut oil actually give a good aroma, and you can actually feel the taste of the stew from the spices being roasted. So I'm just adding few peppercorns and the remaining green chilies. So the heat is not very high. I'm just placing it on medium or low heat so that the spices get roasted. At the same time, they do not get burnt. So this is actually a very easy recipe, and and a great addition to a breakfast, because this can be eaten with appam, bread, or even chapati or paratha, idiyappam. So it's just nice. It's just not very spicy, and it's just rich and creamy. So I have added some curry leaves and the onion, the remaining portion, after adding to the meat, whatever is left over. So the onion need not be roasted really well. It's fine that they turn a little pinkish. And it's pretty easy to cook as well. So as I told, if you really wanted to cook everything together, and if you are in a hurry, you can just cook the meat and then add the vegetables, and then lastly add the thick coconut milk and finish it off. So the onions are roasted really well along with the spices. So now I'm adding the vegetables. So I'm just using carrot and potato for today, but green peas is also an amazing addition to the stew. So I'm just lightly roasting the vegetables. I'm adding a little salt for taste. And then I'm adding the remaining of the thin coconut milk that's left after adding to the meat. So as I've already said, it's important that we do not add thick milk so that it gets curdled up. And so I'm just trying to cook the vegetables in the thin coconut milk. So now let's just leave the vegetables to cook for some time. So now the meat is well cooked. I just checked after 30 minutes and it needed another 5 more minutes to be cooked. So I left for some more time and I got the meat well cooked. So while choosing the meat, any meat for that matter, for stew, it is important to choose the meat with bones. Boneless meat and stew do not get that very well together. So the reason for choosing meat with bones is the juice from the bones that actually adds up to the flavor of the stew. So now I'm adding the cooked meat to the vegetables. So it's getting mixed along with the well roasted spices, the onion, the curry leaves. And at this point in time, you will really feel like, eating, or at least trying to try a piece of meat, because of the flavor that you get from the cooking. So I'm just mixing everything. So we'll just let it have one last boil, like maybe for a couple of minutes. So once it starts actually boiling and once you see the bubbles, it's the right time for us to add the thick coconut milk. So while adding the thick coconut milk, it is important that we do not let the gravy on the stove, because it gets curdled up, as I told. So now we'll turn the stove off and add the thick coconut milk, so that it gets mixed with the gravy, but at the same time it does not gets cooked. We are not cooking it further after this. After adding the thick coconut milk, we'll just give a quick mix. We'll turn off the stove and then close it. So I'm adding 1 spoon of fresh cream today. We could also add cashew paste, like soaking a few cashews in hot water for some time and then making it into a paste and adding it to the gravy. That actually adds it to the creamy texture of the gravy. In fact, I've observed that more than the fresh cream, the cashew paste has actually added up to the flavor. So now the stew is ready and I can't wait any longer. I just wanted to start eating because I'm already hungry and it has come up well. So today we are going to have this stew along with some bread. I'm leaving it for like 5 minutes and okay, one last thing that I wanted to do is garnish this stew. You can skip this is just optional and it's a personal choice that I wanted to do it. So I'm just roasting few curry leaves and thinly sliced onion in coconut oil, and I'll be just adding it to the stew. So this is purely optional, it's a personal choice, but it has always worked out well for me because of the flavor of the roasted onion and the fresh coconut oil. So for the garnishing, I'm going to really roast the onion well until it turns slightly crispy or completely golden brownish. So now the onions have got well roasted and I'll be adding this to the stew so that it looks good while serving also. And then that's the stew. So I'm just moving it into a bowl and adding the roasted onions. So it's time to serve and start eating. Do try this recipe and see how it comes. And as I've already mentioned, if you're in a hurry to cook, it's very simple. Just roast the spices and the onion in coconut oil and then cook the meat in thin coconut milk. Add the vegetables to the cooked meat and leave until the vegetables are cooked, and then turn off the stove and add the thick coconut milk and the cashew paste or fresh cream. Leave it for some time, and if you would like to garnish it, you can go for it, or else it is already ready to serve. So enjoy, try this recipe and do mention in the comments how it has come up.